think that will be more helpful to you than what I
Okay.
that's why I send you. Okay, this will be more.
Excuse me, for e-learning is set up for every individual person.
Can access anytime.
Individual.
So
if let's say, for example, if you want your colleagues to learn, you let us know the email. I can set up an account for the person. You leave me the name and the email, then we will set up and give access to the e-learning.
That's true.
Yeah, so because it's break down into different modules, so it's not like one time you sit there one day, they break down, so you can take your time and go through the e-learning. I think that would be more helpful than send this because usually this whole chunk people break it down will be easier. Okay, so that would be more helpful. They can do it anytime on the day to access and see.
And regarding the stock is normally such as a 2-inch stock. Should we use with the maximum stock?
Okay.
This is
I'll come to this. Don't worry, I'll come into this. Okay, so 2-inch stroke. The stroke will be how much displacement that you need. Okay, so this part will come to you. This, and then collapse height, right, means when it's fully retracted. Okay, so all these keywords you must know because you have to base on this to do the selection for the customer. Okay, so a lot of time customer when they come to you, most of the time they already know what they want to buy. I would say 80% of the time. But there's always the 20% of the time when the customer comes to you say, I want to buy a cylinder. I don't know how to choose. I need your help. So that's where I will answer your questions later. Because I will have a list of questions that you need to ask the customer. And from there, you determine what are the selection and how you recommend the customer. Okay? So, why I need you to know the important terms because you need to know the right technical term to ask the customer. Because when you ask the customer, if you don't get the wrong information to the customer, and for example you ask 10, you ask me, I was based on the wrong information, the size of the thing. Okay, so you have to use the correct word to ask, the correct term to ask the customer, so that we are all aligned in what we are trying to find out and what we need to size. Okay, so important parts of a cylinder. The cylinder rod here, we call it a plunger. In the high pressure world, we call it a plunger. In the low pressure, or maybe other term, they call it a cylinder rod. It means that cylinder plunger. Okay, coupler is the coupler. Okay, and a stop ring. Okay, stop ring is this one. Yes, correct. This one over here. Okay, not all cylinders have stop ring. Okay, some cylinders have, some don't have. Okay, so the stop ring is basically to prevent the plunger from popping out. Okay, so if you don't have the stop ring, right, some of cylinder series, right, you overstroke and you pop out. Okay, and then we have things like collar thread. If you see this thread, if you open up this one, you will see the thread here. Yeah, the thread here. Or we call it the collar thread. Okay.
Collar
thread.
Okay, mean the thread?
Yes, the thread. Because sometimes the customer will need to mount the cylinder on fixture, mounting block. Okay, and then
mount to the
a block. Yes, correct. Block or fixture. Okay. Because for example, like press. Okay, press because they need to press, right? And you need to mount on the mounting block. So that's why you need the thread. So some to customer
they need to mount this one. They
means they
have to provide the
block,
the track.
Yes.
The track information.
Yes, it's on the catalog. So all this information especially are on the catalog. So don't worry. Maybe not this. This is the summary
on the
website. On the website, yes, correct. This is on the refer to the website. And then so some customer might not be mounting. But now when mounting using this thread, they might use a base mounting hole. Where the base mounting hole, base hole.
Yeah, very
Very help.
Yeah, sometimes customer, this one might be unstable, they might manufacture a plate to
Yeah.
do the base mounting for.
Yeah.
Okay.
Too hot.
Yeah. So and also saddle, this is what we call a saddle, the black one. Okay, you can take out. Okay, saddle, and then of course seal. These are the seals lah, the ring and stuff, and wear band. Okay. Okay, so these are the things, common important parts of a cylinder. Okay. So
Color track.
yeah. So why you need to know this, because people, so you will. So this is the description of cylinder. So these are the things that essential components in the cylinder. Okay. So this part you need to know.
Color track.
Please wait a moment.
Okay, sure.
Like this.
Don't worry, this one.
Yeah.
If you have, unfortunately, we ran out of the big catalog. I don't know who stole someone stole all my catalog. I can't find anything. If you go to the catalog on the third page, you have this like that.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, it might be for you. Actually, it might be packed for you.
Yes.
I think it's version.
Big one.
Yeah.
This one is single action, right?
Just single thing. Yeah, correct. Because one is a single, one coupler. Okay, now so how do we break down the model series? Okay, our part number is very easy to define. It's too easy, I think. Okay, if you can see that our model number as compared to all our competitors, right? Ours is very easy because I think we are one of the first lah. I think Enerpac is market leader. We are one of the first to come out with a model series part number. So a lot of competitors actually copy how we name our so especially the Taiwan and China brand. Okay, so there's a meaning to what our part number model series mean. Okay, for example, the common RC. Remember, we are a US company. We call it, that's why it's R RAM.
Right.
Coupler. So RAM, coupler.
Coupler.
This one is coupler.
Yes, correct. Coupler.
Yeah.
So one coupler, the RC. Okay. And then single acting. Okay. So next one is tonnage capacity.
Yeah.
Okay, that means 10 ton, 20 ton, 50 ton, 1,000 ton. This is the tonnage capacity. Okay. Then for example, the next one is stroke. Remember, strokes is in inch.
Yeah.
Okay, inch. So if you look at the Lazette, the stroke, this is mm.
Yeah.
So you have to be clear. So some of them, because Enerpac US company, so we always imperial. Think most of spec are imperial.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a very important to know why. Not that it's imperial, because later part I'll explain to you why. Okay. Double acting, RR, RAM, return. So double acting, tonnage, stroke.
It's a RAM return. It means double acting.
Yes, correct. Return, RR. Okay. So when will we use RC cylinder? Where is most commonly used? Okay. For RC cylinder, we have 10 tons all the way to 100 tons. We call this the series of cylinder general purpose cylinder. Okay, so you can see that in a lot of those type of workshop, manufacturing or those type of any workshop in any industry you probably find one of these cylinders there. Okay, so how is this cylinder being used? These cylinders can be used for example pushing, like push something, to lift, okay, or to press. As a press. Okay. So these are very general. We have a stroke from all the way from 2 inch up to maybe 13, 14 inches. So it really depends on how you want to use this cylinder. So generally it can be used with hand pump, electric pump, air pump, or something. So for this RC series, it's a spring return. So as you can see, it's a spring return cylinder. So there's a spring inside. Okay, so spring return, take note, for spring return cylinders, right? What's the spring for? This for when the cylinder extend. This for the spring is used to pull the plunger back.
Yeah.
Okay, for to retract. Okay, it's designed to pull the plunger back only, not to
Yeah.
pull load.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to take note. A lot of customer mistaken spring, they treat a single acting like double acting to pull the load back. Cannot. Okay, that's where when you encounter spring broken, that's where usually customer misuse because either they twist the plunger to break the spring, or they remove the saddle, put their own attachment there,
Yeah.
so that to press and then when we retract, because it's designed to take the load, the weight of the spring, the plunger only. But with the load, it's additional weight, so that's why the spring wear out faster and breaks. Okay, so happen. So being a spring return cylinder, you can pull it back using a spring, so you can use it any orientation. Upside down, you'll still retract because the spring pull back. At angle also can because the spring pull back. Or even for horizontal, the spring will pull back. But of course, because it's a spring, it will take longer to pull back compared to double acting because it's just to prevent a spring force. And then when you use a different orientation other than upright, okay, upright, no problem, spring gravity down. But when you use inverted, so you might take longer, and then over time the spring wear out, you will see that it cannot retract fully. Impossible also. And or when you use an angle, there's something called side load. So extend, because there's gravity, there's weight. So this is what I call a side loading. Okay, so this might happen. So really, but the RC cylinder has been designed such that it can take side load of around 10%. Okay, so it will take side load well. Okay, but only up to 10%. So that means a lateral force of 10%. For example, this is 10 tons, it can take up to 1 ton side load. But also, in an ideal case scenario, no side load is the best. The more side load, spoil faster. You damage the cylinder faster. Okay.
Nó có nghĩa là phải nhăn không nè. Nghĩa là cái này nó chỉ kéo dễ ra thì này nó chỉ kéo lại thôi, nhưng mà kéo từ từ thì nó kéo lên chậm lực để nó thắng cái dần. Ở trên nó có thêm cái tải nữa thì nó đẩy xuống.
So for this shock, when the push is the maximum height, so it's to become the normal based on the load.
Yes.
That's normally without a load, can we turn back it to the normal?
Yeah, first of all, you can retract. You're supposed to retract back fully.
I mean, based on our hand, can
push back. It's supposed to get pushed back because it's the spring. If without push, your hand also can push back fully because it's spring loaded, spring return.
Yeah.
Okay.
Springs.
Okay.
No any trick or any boost for.
Okay. I think you are referring to the load return. I'll come to the next one. I come to.
Yeah.
Okay. I go through double acting first. Okay. Yeah. For double acting cylinders, that means there's an advance and retract port. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Two. So it makes use of hydraulic to return back. Okay. So that means when you extend, the oil goes into the advance port, push the plunger up, and then after that you want to retract back, you have to switch to the port to push it and push the plunger down.
Yeah.
Okay, so double acting. Okay, so double acting has to make use with double acting pump. So the advance and retract. Okay, so the double acting. So when to use the double acting? Because of this, the design is actually it's more expensive, but the double acting is more expensive than single acting. Okay. So for example, in application where the customer maybe need to use a different orientation, that means if inverted at angle, the spring return will be slow. So they might need to use it at a faster cycle. Because some customers they can push and then they need to pull back, push it out so fast so that they start another cycle. So that's where you use a double acting cylinder.
Yeah.
Okay, or when the customer requires it to be for example, a lifting and lowering operation. If you're lifting and lowering, if you lower, you need to control the lowering speed, then double acting. Okay, and you need to control the advance and return. Then that will be double acting. Or if the customer needs to pull some pulling.
Pull something. Yeah.
Yes, so it cannot be spring. Spring cannot work.
Yeah, so single acting is
You can. So you have to use a double acting. So that's why you can double acting cylinder use. So in application where the customers, for example, they tell you, I need to do the process fast. I cannot wait for the spring return, the slowly return. I need to go to the next step. So double acting. So because you after extend, you can retract, hydraulic, retract fast, and then that's why you move on to the next job. Okay, so this is where you use the double acting. That's why it's also more expensive.
Expensive in the cylinder and also expensive in the pump. Also because I use
pump is almost the same. Yeah. So depends because some of the hand pump with the directional valve is more expensive.
I mean on the normal hand pump, but is you need to use a double acting pump or some normal.
Price very different, very small difference. Almost the same price. Yeah, almost the same price. Okay. So this is where the single acting and double acting must be clear on when to offer a single acting, when to offer a double acting. Okay. So RC cylinders on this cup, most of the cylinder 90% you use the CR400 coupler, this coupler. Okay, almost a standard. But some of the smaller cylinder they use the AR400, the smaller coupler, because the cylinder is very low. So with this coupler, it will hit the floor. So that's why we use a smaller coupler. But it's only for the smaller tonnage, the 5 ton and the 10 ton, very small cylinder, then we will use a different coupler. Other than that, almost 98% almost 99% of all Enerpac cylinder use this CR400 coupler. So if you plan stock of a coupler, just buy this standard. You can use across all. Okay, so double acting ram return. Why you call it CR400? Because the ram side R on the ram side, on the coupler, on the cylinder side. Okay.
Excuse me, this coupler is connect with the pipe, the hose.
Yes, correct. The hose with milk coupler. Milk coupler hose. Okay. So you have to be make sure you size the milk coupler like the milk coupler. This is the feed. We also provide the female side. Okay. So we also have the aluminium series of cylinder. Okay. Aluminium, you will see this A word, aluminium. Okay. Ram aluminium coupler. Single acting aluminium. Okay. Aluminium cylinders, as you know, aluminium versus steel. Aluminium is softer material. Okay, so the softer is not as durable. Okay, so aluminium is softer, but aluminium cylinder is lighter. Lightweight. So the weight is almost half of the steel cylinder. So for example, if you like this cylinder, you got aluminium, the weight is almost half. Okay. So when to use the aluminium cylinder? But for example, in application where customer need to carry the cylinder around.
Take around the side.
Yes, it need to be portable. And that's where the aluminium cylinder will be very useful. So for example, in the port where they have no electrical supply or whatsoever, but they need to maintain a truck somewhere. Okay, they need to, if they carry a steel cylinder, very heavy.
So heavy.
So probably aluminium cylinder will help because they can carry there and do the repair and stuff like that. Or they need to work at height. They need to climb up to maybe a tower, to do a lifting. That's where aluminium cylinder will be helpful. Okay, so for aluminium series, we have the single acting, we have the double acting, we have the hollow series, or as well. So we have this aluminium cylinder, RAC, RAR, CH, RARH. So all these cylinders are there. But take note, this being aluminium, it cannot last so long. It's because it's softer. Don't drop the cylinder. Wasting you drop. Aluminium drop.
Need to buy a new one.
So you have to be very careful because we've seen aluminium cylinder crack before.
easy to work.
Yeah, we've seen that before. So it's not that the quality is not good. It's because customer misuse.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a cap, and aluminum cylinder there's a cycle. I think can only use for around 5,000 cycle. Usually to throw away, but usually no one tracks lah. But the thing is there's a lifespan with the aluminum cylinder. Okay, so take note aluminum cylinder. We do have that, and specifically for those that are more portable kind of application. And because of the way it's designed and its cost is also more expensive. The weight is half of the steel, but the price is almost
higher.
a lot higher. So usually we don't sell many of this, but unless the customer really a budget, then probably they can offer aluminium. Okay, and then one thing also, aluminum cylinders are mainly made in India. So if you have a problem with India cylinders, you probably wouldn't want to promote the aluminum cylinder. These are mainly made from India. Okay, so to take note, these are mainly from India. I think almost, maybe all, I can't remember. Okay, it depends on model. So it's mostly from India.
But it basic more than the steel, right?
More.
The aluminum, it basic.
A lot
more expensive.
A lot more expensive. So that's why, unless the customer will budget, then you maybe can promote. Unless the customer will budget and really need this cylinder, and they don't mind it from India, you can sell the aluminum.
Excuse me, for aluminum, you said that it's around 5,000 cycle. And how about the steel?
Okay,
steel one,
we didn't put on the record. I think we do, but
just an estimate and based on your experience around
from
10,000.
From our test data shown, right, I think it's more than 15,000.
15,000.
From what I have from the factory, definitely more than 12,000-15,000 no problem. Actually, no one tried, because we have seen some cylinders that are 30 years old, still working well. No one really tried. Yeah. So, but having said that, right, it really depends on what type of application, because we have come across user misuse in terms of they size a high pressure standard cylinder on those type of high cycle application. For example, those type of production, big that kind of cylinder, they actually size of Enerpac inside, and then the cylinder wear out a lot faster. So our high pressure product are usually not used for those type of very high cycle, those type of production kind of, no, it's not. So because some customer don't understand, some salesmen don't understand, they actually size the high pressure cylinder on this kind of application. This type of application usually are for no pressure. Okay, so they mix up, they think that all hydraulic are same. Not true. Maybe I sidetracked it. For hydraulics, okay, for Enerpac, we are on the high pressure market. So the 10,000 psi, 700. For our range of product, we consider, because if you look at our catalog, we call it hydraulic tools. Hydraulic tools. Nothing like we are somewhere, we fall in between hydraulic and tools, somewhere in between. Okay, so you can see a lot of classification, right? We call pump, they call as a whole pump by itself, cylinder. Customer take it as a tools. They are not so strict on certain specification of a hydraulic system. Okay, so ours is Enerpac under high pressure, 10,000 psi. So there's another range of the mid pressure and low pressure one. Okay, these are what I call those companies like Eaton, Parker,
Yes.
Danfoss,
This is mid pressure.
low to mid pressure.
Low and mid.
Low to mid pressure. So this I think you will encounter some of your customer because the manufacturing line they use those type of hydraulic power pack. All these are customized because these players, those Parker, they sell component to system integrator to integrate to the system customized to fit to the application.
Yes.
So it's it's not something that the high pressure can directly replace. These are what we call the low pressure market. Okay, can our products be used in this market? I will say no. Some yes, but mostly no.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to be very technical sound. You need to know what can be done and what cannot be done.
Yes.
Can their product be used in the high pressure? Also not. I would say totally no. Yes for some, but mostly no. Okay, because it really depends on how they size the system to fit the application.
Yes.
Okay, so that's why you need to be very clear what's the high pressure market and the low pressure market. It's very different. Okay, so usually the low pressure is more for those high cycle application, high cycle, fast moving production mode. So it's you can see those production cycle,
Yeah, yeah.
high cycle,
Too fast.
fast,
Yeah.
high cycle, run long hours, 24/7,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And then use the cylinders are usually the big one cylinders
Yeah.
and stuff. So usually for manufacturing. For manufacturing application, in general, I would say most of the application, like 70 to 90%, mostly manufacturing.
Yeah.
Okay, for high pressure Enerpac, okay, you can see that ours is not for manufacturing those stuff. No, I would say not. Maybe assembly line, yes. One day this is it and then stop. One day maybe it's 2 or 3 times for some pressing, for some assembly. That's all. Not those high cycle like every 1 hour run 100 times. No,
Cannot.
You use that, the cylinder gone within a day. Okay, so it's more for high pressure exposure, and we classify ourselves as tools. So something usually for maintenance purpose. I would say almost 80% for maintenance purpose, and some for project like lifting project. Usually the construction infrastructure. That's where you need multiple cylinders for it. And because the way we construct our cylinders is very different from low pressure cylinder. You see that low pressure cylinder is usually like 210 bar rated, 350 bar rated, and it's big because the area is big but the pressure is low in order to provide the force. Whereas high pressure is different. Ours is a small cylinder but pressure is high. So it's a very different kind of a field. So this is our market. Those mid to low is another market. So the sales people have to be very clear. Don't get confused because. For a start, they might be confused because they think that all's the same. Customer might be confused also.
Yeah.
Then you will receive a lot of low pressure kind of inquiry to you. Then you look at what's this. So you might forget that. So you have to be very clear what's the market you are serving without hydraulic. Then this is our two here. There's another one also higher. What I call the ultra high pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. Ours is up to 10,000. There's another one which is ultra high, which is like 40,000, 20,000 psi, 60,000 psi. So there are some brands that which ultra like vaccinator. They are using ultra high pressure. These are usually very specific. They have a specific group of customers. Usually they sell the components, not really more finished product. Usually for those type of for example oil and gas, chemical plant. They do those type of tests for the plant, the drip and stuff. They use the ultra high pressure. Okay, so this is something that we not our field also. Okay, because ours mostly I would say 99% of product is up to 10,000 only. Okay, so this is another different field. Right? So you have to be very clear which market we are really, which type of customer we are really looking at. Okay, so you have to be careful on this. Alright?
Okay, excuse me, sis. How about the other competitors in low and high?
Also same as us.
Low pressure. Can they produce tracker, high tracker like?
No, okay. Usually for low, I'm not saying that they cannot, but it's not worth it because
Because the pump supply is not enough.
Correct.
Enough.
Correct. They will pressure. Not enough pressure. They also have in the end of the day they still buy from us. And let's not forget, for us we are specialized in just high pressure. So in terms of volume of cylinder they produce, we produce thousands of cylinders a year.
Yes.
So our cost is lower. Whereas for them they are just producing like one-off customs. They can't possibly produce high pressure at such a cost to the market. It's not does not make sense for them to do so, and they don't have the so-called machine, might not have the machine or the material to do so. So the design of the cylinders is very different. So the material used and the type of manufacturing technology is so different because the design tolerance and type of seal also different. So it does not make sense for the low pressure players to come into the high pressure field unless it's so big a project. So it very seldom.
And for such as for low pressure and medium pressure, they can use they can produce a track, but it's low load such as 3 tons, 1 ton, 2 tons, 5 tons. Cannot produce.
What we see is those some of the low pressure. What they do, they produce a system, but they want use a cylinder. Have also. They can use their system, but with our group, the cylinder can use at lower pressure, no problem.
They can use with the
low pressure, no problem. But just the frequency cycle cannot be so high like the low pressure system. So it really depends on how you use the application. That's why I mentioned why we don't touch so much on the work holding. Because work holding is low pressure. We have a lot of competitors. Our system will not sell because competing with so many players doesn't make sense the work holding. So that's why I will tell usually most of the distributors don't focus on work holding. Usually it's more for replacement. If the customer asks, then you offer replacement. We won't specifically go to the customer and say, you want to sell buy a holding. No one will do that because it's too low value, too much competition, and too much work. Because work holding is very small, maybe few hundred. Whereas you sell a high tonnage cylinder, more than 1,000. But not worth the time. So that's why work holding we are not so focused.
Okay. And then, excuse me, another question. When you talk about these cylinders look like IT, these industrial tools cannot use with the frequently continuous 24 hours per day. So please advise us when we know that we should stop this kind of tools, such as it's occur the high temperature or anything.
Okay. That's why you need to understand the application. I will come to the application question. Okay, so this is the part that all the salesmen have to know what we are talking, what the application is. Okay, so I'll come to that. I'll come to that soon. Okay, so we also have RCS and RSM cylinder. So what S is short and mini. Okay. So this is these are low height cylinders, only 1 or 2 inch stroke. Okay, usually application like for example they need to lift a machine high enough such that the forklift can come in, or they need to do some positioning. Usually for those that are small, those that logistic moving company or workshop, they just only move certain things. So with the low height cylinder, so very lower height as compared to RC and lower stroke. Okay, so this is the RCS, RSM. Next, we also have the hollow cylinder. Okay, so what do you mean by hollow? Hollow cylinder means the plunger here inside there's a center hole.
Hollow.
It's the center through hole. So when do we use this hollow cylinder? Okay, commonly used in, for example, tensioning application.
Tensioning, right?
Yeah, tensioning. Okay, so for example, the hollow cylinder, you maybe something like cement plant. Cement plant. You know cement when they have this strand coming out because they need to compact the cement. The cement block need to compact. So usually what happens is they put the hollow cylinder through the strand. So when they put the adapter, when it extends, it compacts the cylinder. They push the cylinder and compact it. So this is for example like some application for hollow cylinder, or for example like heat exchanger. Like you know like heat exchanger, right? You've seen before those they have the element inside. Every time they need to change out the element, after change out they need to put it back. Then they put a hollow cylinder there. So when they want to, after they change element, they put back the hollow cylinder, push back, extend and put a adapter here.
For cylinders.
Correct. A few cylinders
in the same time.
Yes, correct. Extend and then push the compact element. So these are where the hollow cylinders are being used in. So usually for tensioning application, pushing as well. So hollow cylinder we got. So when you offer a hollow cylinder, the things to take note of is the in center hole diameter. Make sure the center hole diameter is big enough for to keep the rod. Okay, so this part I will take note of this.
Our customer you to open the bearing
Using this.
Right. Yes.
Or for example, like remove a shaft from like a genset or what, they have the shaft inside and they put the hole cylinder and push it out.
Put the shaft out, right?
Correct. So this is a hollow cylinder. So we have the single acting and double acting. Okay, so the single acting of course use spring return, and the double acting is hydraulic. Just sometimes customer that extend and retract fast, they use the double acting hollow cylinder.
Do you have the pictures is shown? The application is RCH in Siemens.
I will go through towards the end of this. I will show you an application of where all the products are used in. I will show you the application.
Yeah.
So in any case, let's say for example, if you want to find the application stories, you can actually go to our Enerpac website under the application folder. You can see a lot of applications on the product there.
Yeah.
Or under our Enerpac YouTube channel. If you look at our YouTube, you can see on the individual product, you can actually find the video clips of all the different product series there.
In the library of
Yes, correct.
Enerpac.
Yeah, correct. In the YouTube channel as well. We have the YouTube channel. Yeah, you can find all these applications there. Okay.
And excuse me, all types of cylinders with Enerpac always available with a coupler.
Yes. Okay, all cylinders will come with coupler.
Yeah.
All cylinders will, except for the BR, D, and RD cylinder, the production series cylinder. That one will come with coupler because that one sometimes is integrated into the system. So that one will have coupler. Other than that, almost all the cylinder series come with coupler.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does it normally is any damage with the track with the coupler?
Okay.
It's normally to put out track blood.
Oh, okay. If track is damaged, then the cylinder is gone.
No.
Cannot repair. Okay, so why? So because it's high pressure. Okay, if the track or the port damaged, the cylinder body is gone. Don't bother repair. Okay, so it's not safe to repair.
Yeah. Not so it means when something is broken, so remove all.
It hardly happen. If the track damage, that means unlikely to track damage, because if it's track damage, that means the customer they force the coupler in, they cross track and damage the track. Okay, and when that happens, don't repair. Okay, because firstly, one thing you need to know is the cylinder body cannot be replaced. We don't sell the body. Okay. Then secondly, why if you repair this, you don't know how the track will, and not if this is 10,000 psi. So if you go to maximum pressure, it's not safe at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will touch on a little bit on safety during the hands-on, because it's we want everyone to be safe. And in fact, is why it's known because we promote safety as one of our core value for our products. So if damage like this, I would say don't repair. Because it's not safe. And we want the user and the salesman to be safe also. Because I have encountered accidents before. Things happen, things flying apart.
And also says never remove a coupler out and.
No, you can remove, but when you remove, you make sure you don't cross track. And make sure you put the right sealant there, and then so that it don't leak. And of course, you don't force it in. It's tight. Yeah. It's not like because ours is NPT track.
Yeah.
Okay, NPT. So you just tighten. It will do not like DSP. You do all the way in. Yeah. So you have to be careful with this. Okay.
Actually, customer online train this.
Couple of changes.
Can train, right?
Okay. By right, the coupler can last very long. Okay. So depends on how you want to.
They
convince the customer. Yes, correct.
Connect with the bump. Yeah.
Okay, so depends on how you want to sell. Okay, so it's the trick actually. I would say it's a trick. sometimes over the like 1 or 2 years when they come for maintenance or something like that. Other than repair parts, right, it's maybe you can convince the customer to change the coupler. Because the coupler you can see wear and tear, she's not saying that you change the coupler. That's how you sell more. Okay? And also one more thing, the cylinder comes with couplers, but the pump and the hoses does not come. Not all come with couplers. Yes, not all come with couplers.
The pump is the pump, not pump.
Okay, so that's why later on the part of the day I will guide you on how to sell more.
Yes.
How your
The
sales
boost,
can sell more.
the diameter,
Yeah, so is you can usually customer will just buy hand pump, hose and the cylinder. But you can do more, you can sell more by making both end mill coupler, the pump coupler, then like that you will sell more accessories as well. So this is how we upsell
spare part.
Yes, spare parts. Okay. So now 11:30. So maybe you head for lunch, then we come back and continue.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yes.
because later all this lunch crowd coming up very long queue.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's go for lunch first, and then we come back and then we can talk. Okay. So yeah, let's go for
For
lunch.
RC 400 is the new pump or the new one?
No, this has been many years already. The RC4 is our standard cylinder